Mr. Hustle, welcome back, my friend. It's so good to see you, and so good to see the Phantasma chart. Wow. Let's look at where we called it first.
Yeah, so when we first called this on Banter, we were a little beyond the 1 month chart. We called it right around here at $1.80. Right now it is at a clean 2x, 365 and climbing. And you have to remember, this is a layer 1 gaming blockchain with no VC liquidity on top of it. $370 million market cap with basically an identical fully diluted. It doesn't get healthier than that. And I think that the adoption for Phantasma is well on the way. So really good gain so far on Sol. And I think it's really just getting started.
All right, so we're going to talk about Sol, we're going to talk about Phantasma, we're going to talk about a whole lot of new gaming projects that are coming out. We're going to talk about the Sandbox release. What else are we talking about today?
We have a lot on the docket today. I kind of want to talk about picking a niche within gaming and specializing it, knowing how to kind of niche down and understand certain parts of the gaming market. We got some projects that in the last couple of weeks have either launched or are really heating up in the markets. And we got some staking plays, some LP type of plays. And I know with your DeFi savvy, we'll be able to dig in those properly. So I'm excited. We have a lot on the docket today.
All right, we have a lot to talk about. Freddie, let's get the show on the road, bro.
Banter, this is crypto Banter, this is crypto Banter. Crypto Banter for you, this is crypto Banter, this is crypto Banter, this is crypto Banter. Crypto Banter for you, smash those likes. Smash those likes. Crypto Banter for you, smash those likes, smash those likes. Crypto Banter for you, smash those likes, smash those likes. Crypto Banter for you, for you.
Alrighty, welcome back to In the Game. This is the Crypto Banter show that tells you all you need to know about in-game assets, gaming, NFT gaming, and all that you need to succeed in this world. Right next to me here is our friend Hustle. He's the #1 gaming man, I think, in the world today. Hustle, welcome back, my friend.
Excited to start the new year, new gains, new projects, a lot to look forward to in the gaming market. And I mean, it's just another year for adoption in this space. I'm super excited.
Listen, it's getting a bit tougher out there in the crypto world, which means that people need to become smarter. If you want to make money, you have to become smarter. And that means just that you have to invest more time, more effort, and more energy to make the same kind of returns. The returns are there. You just need to know where to look. And that's really what the show is about. It's going to teach everyone how to make money in the gaming space. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a daily show, happens at the same time every day. I think it's 1:30 EST starting right now. The good thing is we never, ever start on time. So we never, ever, in the history of Crypto Banter, we've never started on time. Never, ever started on time. In fact, I was talking to a project a few minutes before we spoke, a project called Arcade in the gaming world. Very, very cool project. One of the guys is a fan. I said to him, look, I've got to go. I've got to jump on the show. He said, well, you've never, ever been early. You've never been on time for a show, ever. And that's how I knew he was a real show. That's how I knew he was a real fan. He's a real fan.
A real viewer right there.
A real viewer right there. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not in the studio. I'm away on vacation, but I decided to join Hustle to make a few cool announcements. The first cool announcement is so fucking cool. It is that we have a new sponsor on board. We have a new sponsor for the gaming show. The sponsor, the only sponsor right now for the gaming show is Seedify. And they are an amazing launchpad, launching incredible games. And the reason why we asked them to sponsor the show is because we wanted to give our community access to the amazing Seedify projects that are coming out. So Seedify is a show sponsor on the show, and hopefully we're going to use that to bring our community amazing token deals, access to projects, etc. Just because Seedify is sponsoring the show does not mean that we won't be covering them. If there's anything to cover, we will cover it credibly. We don't mix our sponsorships with news. News is news. Sponsorships are sponsorships. We're very proud to have them on board. They've been amazing partners, but we will keep reporting on all other platforms just as credibly as we have in the past. We love Seedify. They're great partners. Hustle, let's I think before we start, let's take a look at a recap of the markets, where we left off last year, where we are today. Guys, let's let people know that we're back. So smash the like button, smash the like button, smash the like button. In fact, should I start doing giveaways today? 2,000 likes. We're going to start doing giveaways today. I've got a whole lot of giveaways for you guys. When we get to 2,000 likes, we're going to start doing those giveaways. Hustle, let's do a recap of where we left off last year. It's getting bloody out there. The whole market is bloody. And a lot of people are like looking at this and going, oh, well, you know, everything has gone down. Let's look at what that actually means.
Yeah, so I think when you look across the market and you can take a look at different spectrums, different types of projects, not everything is doing the best. Obviously, we have Bitcoin at 46, which is bringing down a lot of the market. And there are those exceptions in the market, like we have Sidus, and Sidus has done awesome things. If you got in on either of their tokens, just when we mentioned them here on the channel and on in the game, you would have at least done a 3x since even post IGO. And this thing's absolutely running crazy. The fully diluted's getting a little high, but like that's an example of a project that had a successful launch in kind of a uncertain market.
Back the trend. It's up about 100x on the IDO price. So it has bucked the trend. Let's quickly just remind people who don't know what Sidus is. Let's quickly go through what Sidus is and why does Sidus have 2 tokens?
Yeah, so Sidus NFT Heroes is going to be one of probably the better games coming out in the blockchain in the next year. It is basically a futuristic style play to earn game, massive multiplayer online RPG, which is a role player game, a role playing game. And I think that this project, from visuals, from their NFT collections, from their tokens, everything looks super sharp. The demo is pretty solid. It's not very like in depth, but the demo is definitely playable and you kind of get a feel of how the game's going to work. The 2 token economy, it's kind of backwards right now, in my opinion. A lot of people are investing in Sidus Heroes because it's titled Sidus. This is the earnings token in the game. Yeah,
that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Yeah. That's what everyone doesn't understand. That's the wrong one.
It literally is the wrong coin. I don't really get it, but it's okay. Whatever. I need people to understand this is the governance token. Senate is the governance token for this project. This coin right here is eventually going to be just printed into the economy, basically. Players are going to earn it and they're going to potentially sell it. So please just be careful. This coin could eventually take a hit because of that. Now, right now, it's obviously doing really well. Congrats if you got in, but do your own research. This is the earnings token in the game, so be careful.
If you were to compare it to Axie, this is like the SLP. And the other one, the Senate, is like the Axie token. So if you have a long-term view of this game and you think it's going to be good, you want to be getting into the DAO. So you want to be getting into the Senate DAO, not into the Sidus token.
100% agree. It's a good point you brought up because I wanted to bring that up. The fact that this one's getting all the hype, I think just because it has the name behind it. But yeah, this is the earnings token. So just be careful out there and make sure if there's 2 token economies, you know which one to invest in.
Would you take profits now?
Yeah.
3x up. Yes, 3x up.
You're 3x up. If you got in right around here or here, right when the token launched, if you're up on this project, I would definitely take profits. $5 billion fully diluted market cap for an earnings token. I don't know. Take a little bit of profit for sure.
Definitely take. But look, I mean, it is fully diluted, but definitely worth taking a bit of profit. That's not to say we're not bullish on the game. We love the game. We think it's one of the better ones out there. But I mean, $5 billion is $5 billion. You know what I'm saying?
And it rather quickly too, rather quickly. So just be careful. Gaming valuations are definitely in a league of their own. But one thing I think that's important, Activision, the creators of Call of Duty, and like so many other projects, their whole company has a $50 billion valuation. Axie Infinity has a $25 billion fully diluted.
Wow.
So just be careful when you're investing in single games.
Amazing. Okay, let's talk about Sol. We did touch on it as we did the intro. Let's talk about Phantasma. Let's just quickly remind the viewers that are new what this blockchain is about and why it's so cool. and then why it's done so well, and then what we think the future is going to hold for it.
Definitely. So right now, if you don't know what Phantasma Chain is, it is a layer 1 blockchain built specifically to power games and smart NFTs. If you don't know smart NFTs, let's imagine you get a character that's a level 1, you level him up to a level 20 over time, and then you sell him on the marketplace, not as a level 1, like you received it, you're selling it as a level 20. So there are traits in these smart NFTs that evolve over time. And this is a blockchain behind that experience that is strictly built for gaming. They actually have a gaming pavilion right now with active games on their platform running on Phantasma. And this is really picking up steam, Ran. A lot of games are starting to kind of outsource and look for that blockchain that they want to power their game on. And the throughput, the transaction efficiency for Sol is really, really high. This is one of the better projects in the entire space as far as utility, as far as infrastructure goes, use cases. This is going to be huge in my opinion, and they're doing everything right. The team is on point. So basically, when you're looking...
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this because it's a very important point that you mentioned. Investing in blockchain is risky. Investing in blockchain games is super risky because investing in games means you're taking a bet on whether one game will work or not work. That's kind of like the bet that you're placing. If you bet on a Sidus, you bet on a Star Atlas, you bet on any of the other games. You're betting on a game. Now, most games don't work. Those that do work often make a lot of money. When you're betting on a game, you're taking an all or nothing bet. It's red or black. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. Or it's even more like putting all your money on one number of roulette and then hoping that number gets hit. When you're betting on something like this, you're not betting on a game. You're betting on an infrastructure. You're betting on the roulette table. And multiple games will launch and multiple applications will be built. And so it is a much safer bet than actually investing in a game.
100% agree. And that's like why, that's another reason I really like, let's just say, for example, Ultra. Ultra is going to eventually have 50, 100 games on their platform launching. You're not betting on one game's success. You're betting on a whole plethora of options. They're going to have an NFT market, a gaming market. They're going to be pushing tons of play to earn games. There's a lot more scope to these style projects, which is why I've always said that these are my biggest conviction plays and my biggest holdings. These are the ones you want to bank on for the future. And like you said, you're not putting your number on one, or you're not putting your money on one number on a big roulette table that, you know, probably most of the time, if you're just spreading your chips like that, it might not work out. Yeah.
I'm very bullish on NFTs. I'm super bullish on gaming. But I think the best play in a gold rush is to invest in the infrastructure, in the picks and the shovels, and not to take the bets on the individual players. Yes, you can take bets on individual players. You want to take a bet on Star Atlas, you want to take a bet on MonkeyBall, you want to take a bet, that's great. Do it. But put a lot of money into the infrastructure. I'd be putting about 70 to 80% of my money in infrastructure and 30% into the individual games. That's kind of how I would break up my portfolio. What do you think about that?
I think that's smart. And if you go look at Animoca Brand's portfolio, not right now, obviously, but they spread out so much into games because of that exact reason. Not every game's going to succeed. They have that capital to spread it around into 100 different games and bank on the big winners. But when you're just an investor from our standpoint, if you're just looking to get in, I definitely would bank super heavy on infrastructure and take smaller bets on games, because like you said, they're one cog in a massive ecosystem. And if you know games go in and out a lot. Traditional games, it has to be really good for it to stick around. Once this is a saturated market, not every game is going to get played anymore. These games will die, and you don't want to be underneath a dying game.
No, let's talk about this. I mean, I think 90% of the games are going to die. The problem is that people are pricing it as if 90% of the games are going to succeed. 90% are going to die. 10%, 5% are going. 10% are going to succeed. 1% are going to have mega success. Now, if you look at just how many blockchain games there are out at the moment, you need to. How are you going to choose that 1%? So the idea is to do what Animoca Brands have done, and to say, let's take 100 bets. 99 of them are going to fail, but the one that succeeds is going to do 1,000x, and it's going to make up for all those losses. But that takes a very different kind of investing. It takes a mature kind of investing, because what it means is that you can't be crying every time. You can't get salty every time these games go down. Most of these games are going to go to zero, but some of them are going to go to 1,000x. And that's basically how the formula works. That is how all VC actually works. But in gaming, it's a little bit more risky.
Definitely, because it's brand. I mean, I'm not going to call it brand new. We're now into basically year 2 of adoption for this, or I would call it year 1. Last year was really year 0 with the Axie Infinity wave. But yes, a lot of these projects, and you need to focus on teams, guys. Like, one thing I wanted to talk about on this show was niching down, having a strategy, right? If you're looking to invest in games, you need to make sure those games have top level teams that have actually worked on games. You want track records of success. A lot of these projects will say, I worked on Call of Duty, Gears of War, and this game. But if you look at their LinkedIn history, they may have worked for those companies for 1 month. So how much did they actually work on those games? And you need to really just be aware of the studios and the teams behind an actual game. But then if you're looking into gaming infrastructure, like we've mentioned, Sol, Ultra, Vulcan Forged, Altura, Immutable X, those type of things that are going to be powering and pushing gaming forward from a more wide scale spectrum. If you're looking to get in on guild plays, if that's kind of your niche that you've really been kind of hammering down on, streaming, there's so many different ways you can approach gaming investing. And I think just being knowledgeable about what you want to focus on and just having that grasp of what's going to make a game succeed, what's going to make an infrastructure play succeed, is there a utility behind it, etc.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you fully. I think that this is a great reality check, because I think people need that reality check. And I think this is the reality check that people need, knowing what they're getting themselves into here.
Definitely. And to start the new year, I don't think there's a better time. If you're opening up 2022, you're looking at your portfolio, I think this is a definite good conversation to just have with yourself as far as your approach and how you want to approach the gaming markets this year, because it's going to be volatile. We just saw a gaming bull run followed by almost a harder collapse in the bull. Like, some of these projects, especially games, single games have taken major hits when this market went down. So be careful for sure.
Cool. What else are we looking at?
So basically, let's go ahead and get into the juicy stuff. I think that as far as, the logic behind the investing, I think everything's been sound. We kind of set the expectation right there. I did want to just talk about this real quick. If you're invested in the Sandbox, guys, they're having a big token unlock in January. So just kind of keep your eyes out for that. It is a pretty large unlock as far as a big token like Sand. So if you're up on your Sand, if you've been in early invested, you might think about maybe taking a little off the table. And then if it dips enough, you can get in after the token unlock. But these are the type of things we want to make you aware of, because if there's liquidity that could be potentially letting go of some tokens, that can definitely affect the price.
Do you think that even with a project like Sandbox, where it's such a big project and everybody's had these tokenomics for a long time, do you think that a token unlock is going to move the price down? Do you think that might bring us a buying opportunity?
So I think it could create a little bit of a buying opportunity for a mainstream project like Sandbox, but when you look at the fully diluted, it's pretty high. And it is, once again, a single game. With Axie priced at 25 million, the Sandbox might have an overarching more to do in their world. And I think eventually that the Sandbox could eventually get up towards that Axie level of market cap. And it already is on the normal market cap, but why do you call
Sandbox a game as opposed to a metaverse, which is a platform for multiple games which can live in one metaverse? When I look at Sandbox, I don't see it as one game. I see it as a platform, a metaverse platform where multiple applications will be built inside the Sandbox.
I think you can see it both ways. With the structure of Sandbox, it really reminds me of the metaverse version of Roblox. Roblox is a very popular game that, in my opinion, and if you're a mainstream gamer, you know what Roblox is. It kind of just has that similar graphical feel, like the character style. And yes, it's a metaverse world, but it is a game at its core. The mini games and that kind of stuff is what's going to drive this economy. And then the mini games and the activities are built by the inhabitants of the metaverse. And by Sandbox.
Would you call Decentraland a game or a metaverse?
That seems like more, whenever I've gone into Decentraland and just kind of roamed around, it's more of a metaverse. There's activity. You go to the casino, you go do this. Like there's activities you go do beyond just like mini games, I would say. If you played the Sandbox Alpha, They kind of just did like an alpha test. That's where you kind of see the mini game aspect. There's a lot to do. It is definitely a metaverse, but it's a metaverse game, I would more say, because like Network is more of a pure metaverse, less mini game style to it. They want Sandbox to be just as fun as it is like a metaverse.
Amazing. All right. So you don't think that the token unlock is going to drive the price down?
I think it is. Yeah, it's going to temporarily. But when you look at a coin with this type of volume, this type of hype behind it, it might not be as substantial as the token unlock says it might be, because these numbers here are pretty substantial. But if you actually look at it, the only real thing that you need to look for as far as dump potential, I think, is the launchpad sale, the seed sale, and the strategic sale. I don't know how much the team and advisors are going to be selling, but I think
it would be a very bad sign if the team and advisors started to sell. I think the company reserve is not going to be sold. I think the foundation may sell to bring more development into the game. So that's pretty cool. So it's only the launchpad sell. And I guess people have made a lot of money. People have made a lot of money.
Definitely. And I think that that's why this can cause some unlocks. This was 80 cents in October. So yeah, this has made a lot of people a lot of money. So if you're in on Sand, you might keep your eyes on this January unlock for sure.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, next one. What else?
I wanted to talk about this project because it actually just recently went live. And this is one of the more, in my opinion, hyped games across the space. And it has done quite a bit of a dip since its IGO. Like a lot of hype games do after IGO, people take a little bit of profit off the table. And it's really not listed on too many top tier exchanges yet. We're looking at FTX, OKEX, and Uniswap, really. And you go up, it's Guild of Guardians. Guild of Guardians is going to be a fantasy RPG game. It is built by Stepico, and it's published by Immutable. So Immutable X is directly involved in Guild of Guardians. And as you can see here, it's pretty impressive. 150,000 players have already pre-registered. $1 million worth of prizes given away by this project. Not to mention their NFT sales did amazing. And when you look at the backers behind this project, Immutable, Blockchain Gaming Alliance, Ubisoft, NRG Esports is one of the bigger esports brands out there. And Guild of Guardians wants to bring an esports style to this game. And when you look at just the kind of the alpha footage, it's going to be a mobile-centric game, fantasy RPG combat style game. I think this looks really clean for a game that will be releasing early 2022 on mobile devices. And Guild of Guardians, it's got that mainstream hype appeal to it. And it's not yet pushed out to its appropriate levels, in my opinion. This could be one of those games that has a parabolic run this year while the game approaches, while more exchanges list, and as just more developments come out from the team. If you follow Guild of Guardians, they're one of the more transparent teams, I would say, across the space, and they're really building something special. This game's been in the works for quite a while, and I'm excited to see this one actually debut and come out as far as the play to earn side. But my favorite thing about this project, Rand, it's long vesting. It's 12-month vesting for private sales. So there's no private or strategic unlocks for the first 12 months of this project.
That's insane. What's the valuation today? 1.4.
1.4 billion fully diluted, but 47 million on circulating tokens at the moment. And if you look at that versus Sidus at a almost 5 billion market cap on fully diluted, I do think Guild of Guardians is at a value point as far as where the market stands versus where this project is heading. This is early for Guild of Guardians, and it has taken a little bit of dip with the market, as you're seeing. And I think that this is one of these stronger projects, and the tokenomics are phenomenal.
I think people see these dips the wrong way around. I mean, if the market collapses, that's one thing. But I think otherwise people see these dips the wrong way around. If you have conviction in a game, if you think Guild of Guardians is a good game, if you think Bitcoin is a great token, then every time there is a dip, you should be happy because it's another buying opportunity for you. If you are here for the quick money, then okay, obviously it's not great. But if you have a long-term conviction in something like this, then this is your buying opportunity because the market is down, the whole market is down, and the market's given you another opportunity to be buying this kind of stuff.
Yep, I agree. Especially high conviction plays like this, when the whole market sentiment is down, that is definitely when you want to pick up your awareness levels and potentially, that's the time to, as you mentioned, be greedy when others are fearful. I think that definitely takes account whenever you have a strong project like this in a market like this.
Alrighty, amazing. What else, Mr. Hustle?
So we'll roll through the last couple here a little,
Ooh,
try to pick up
Decimated.
the speed. So Decimated just recently IGO'd, and as you see, another one that just, people take profits. They're up quite a bit on the IGO, and they take profits. And as you're seeing here, it's starting to kind of make that ascension back up. We saw it kind of bottom out here around 42 cents. $25 million market cap on the circulating supply here. Decimated, we all know. We covered it here on the channel, but just to kind of give a gameplay perspective, this thing looks like one of the best, most polished AAA style games out there. It literally looks like this could be on a PlayStation, an Xbox caliber game, third-person shooter, fast-paced, futuristic world. Everything to love about this game from a product standpoint. They've been working on this game since 2019. So this is a fully developed game, just launching their token. I think it's quite undervalued at 25 million, and it's only tradable on Huobi and on Radium on the Solana network. So it's still one of those projects that's kind of hard to get your hands on for the most retail investors. So I think this is a strong project, low market cap for the quality of the game that they are displaying and that they've been producing for years. They've been focused on product, not profit, which is so bullish in my opinion.
Okay, amazing. Let's see what else.
So other than that, I wanted to talk about a couple of staking plays really quick. So if you're familiar with the Axie Infinity ecosystem, Axie Infinity, just everything that they're doing, they have to have a blockchain that they're running on. If you don't know, Axie Infinity is one of the most active NFT projects on the entire blockchain, and it runs on the Ronin blockchain. The Ronin blockchain's done 270 million total transactions, all running through Axie Infinity. And there is a way to get your hand. Go ahead.
So Ronin, just background, people don't know what it is. That was the blockchain that Axie Infinity built, or the company that built Axie Infinity built, because they couldn't use Ethereum. Ethereum made their game too expensive. So what they did was they purpose-built a blockchain. They called it Ronin. And this is a blockchain that is very fast and very cheap and kind of specialist for gaming.
Yep, and it's really fast. There's no fees, quick. If you have an Axie account, it's literally free transactions. It's an amazingly fast blockchain with a lot of activity. And you can take a look at the NFT activity. So top NFT blockchains, Ronin right now is the #2 most transacted by volume on the entire NFT spectrum, behind only Ethereum, which we know is the main NFT blockchain.
Sure.
That is a strong stat, in my opinion. And you have to think, with the success of Axie, Sky Mavis is the company behind Axie Infinity. They're going to build more games. So eventually more than just Axie will be running on the Ronin blockchain. And it's already the #2.
Is it a public blockchain or is it a private blockchain? Can I go and build a game on the Ronin blockchain? Is it an open source?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's internal at this point.
Okay.
So right now, Ronin's not tradable. But if you're seeing a blockchain of this capability that's powering a game like Axie Infinity, you have to wonder, what is the blockchain going to be worth, right, behind the game? And you got to think, whenever this token comes out, you might want a piece of it with the success of Axie Infinity and the success of the Sky Mavis team. So what you can actually do for this project is you can go in here, and there are 2 different pools. You can go ahead and LP Axie in Ethereum or SLP in Ethereum. I would recommend Axie because SLP is going to go down over time, in my opinion, as more people sell it off. It's the earning token. So I think, in my opinion, I would do the pool that has a little more confidence in the price. That way you kind of reduce your impermanent loss. But this is how you can get your share of RON tokens pre-launch. I've been farming the Ronin token actually for a couple of weeks. And you can actually stack up your Ronin. And then whenever this token launches, you can go ahead and claim that. And you're already ahead of the game. It's not an IGO. You don't have to put a crazy amount in and wait. You're kind of just farming. If you have some Axie or if you have some Ethereum that you're willing to put to work for you, this is a great place to do it.
So you stake Axie and Ethereum, or you stake SLP and Ethereum. Remember, with both of these, you can get impermanent loss. Impermanent loss usually happens when one of the tokens moves up and the other token moves down, or there's a big disconnect between the tokens. But otherwise, essentially, if you are holding Axie and you're holding Ethereum, you just stake it, and then you will earn these Ronin tokens. Is there any idea of the APY, APR? Because when I looked earlier, there wasn't. You couldn't work out what the APY, APR was because there was no pricing.
It's all based on the density of the pool. The pools are getting a little saturated as time's going on. A little more people are learning about the project and learning about the opportunity to get in. But in my No, there's not an APR, APY to answer your question. That's why it's blank. That is the daily reward they're distributing to each pool. So 555,000 tokens per day divided amongst however much liquidity is in there. You can kind of do your share of the liquidity. And
so let's quickly look at it. Let's quickly look at that. What is the total, the Axie ETH pool currently?
Yeah, so pretty strong liquidity, 856 million in terms of the TVL in the Axie and ETH pool, and then 337 in the SLP ETH pool.
So for $1,000 staked, what would you earn per day?
Hard to tell because there's no price on Ronin yet. You're really just kind of earning the Ronin token.
How many of the reward tokens would you earn?
So what the best calculation that I've seen is 0.004 tokens per dollar staked. That could have changed since the last time that I did the math. I think it was 0.004 or 0.0004 per dollar per day. So you're definitely not earning, the APY is not high because of the saturation of the pool, but the point is to get your hands on this token pre-launch.
Exactly. When it does come out, if it does a 50x or does a 100x, or automatically your token's 50 or 100x, that's the secret here. That's the secret here, is to get pre-IDO tokens.
Yep, exactly. And this is going to be a big launch. If you don't think Axie's going to, and they already have on their Twitter, they're hinting at the Ron launch. They're hinting Ron is coming.
That's happening. It's happening.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have to be a genius to work out that it's happening.
No, I agree. So this is a great play. And then I know you said literally y'all just published an article on this one recently, and that is DeFi Kingdoms. DeFi Kingdoms is heating up big time. I'm really upset that I couldn't bring this on the channel during the last couple of weeks when I got in, because dude, look at the price action on this. Look at the Jewel price action. Is insane. This thing is just on a tear. And right now they're gamifying DeFi to the fullest level, which I absolutely love. And I'm going to kind of just open the game here. I think it's kind of just an interesting thing to show what I mean by gamifying DeFi. So you can go into the DeFi Kingdoms, and this is their first kingdom here. And you can go to the marketplace. You can go to the bank. Let's just go to the bank real quick. Just kind of show an example. This is where you would stake your single-sided Jewel. So you buy Jewel on the Harmony network. This is all on the Harmony 1 blockchain, which I'll show the dominance that DeFi Kingdoms has over the network here in just a second. But you can click on the teller and you can stake your Jewel for a share of the transaction fees in the game. And then so if you want to reduce your impermanent loss, that's kind of the way to go. But otherwise, you go over here to the garden and you click on the seed box here. And I can just kind of show you here. So I'm in the Jewel 1 pool. I just cashed it out last night, kind of getting ready for, or not, I claimed my rewards, getting ready for the show, kind of just to present it here and kind of just show you. So in one, kind of overnight, I've already earned $12 in Jewel since my last cash out. I have a decent amount in here. So it's compounding a little quicker than, maybe an average investor. I'm pretty heavy into some of these pools across the platform, but right now, Jewel 1 is about a 500% APR. This thing is really, really paying well. And Jewel and Harmony 1 have been pretty good price action. So once again, the impermanent loss hasn't been, as crazy as some of these assets if the price action is a little different. There's a lot of pools here, guys. You can go to Jewelmatic. You can go to Jewelmatic, Jewel stable coins if you want to maybe have one side that's not going to be up or down. There's a lot of different things you can put your money into, and they are about to branch over to the Avalanche chain as well. So Jewel will be available on the Avalanche chain. And I want to show you this. We're talking about one of the higher transacted blue chip blockchains out there. I would say Harmony is definitely in that discussion. And they literally have a stat on their trading, on their total value locked of DeFi Kingdoms dominance.
That is insane. That is insane. They're basically saying of all our TVL, 66% of our TVL actually comes from one platform. We actually wrote an article about this today. If you haven't been to the Crypto Banter website, get yourself the Crypto Banter website. It is a social networking news site. So what it is, it's a mix between Twitter and a news website, which brings you credible news all day. Now, one of the things we wrote about today was why DeFi 2.0 will explode. What is DeFi 2.0? DeFi 2.0 is exactly what we're talking about, Jen. We actually spent some time talking about DeFi Kingdoms, because what they've managed to do is they've managed to gamify making money. And that's what they set out to do. And that is what the banks did wrong. it was never fun to watch your savings grow at a bank. They completely missed the mark. And now what these guys have done, I think it's actually one of the big ones is DeFi Kingdoms. They've made making money fun. Making money is actually playing. It's playing. And that's what I think DeFi 2.0 is. We wrote a brilliant article. The Banter contributors wrote a brilliant article today about why DeFi 2.0 will explode. Get ahead of the game. Also, go and check out our site. Tomorrow morning, the Twitter logins will be here. And then you can basically operate with Twitter. What you can see is that we've got Sheldon made a call today on Bitcoin. We spoke about Phantom and why the Phantom January run is not finished. And we spoke about why DeFi will explode. And then we spoke about Credo, the institutional DeFi token. So lots going on the website. You can also catch the live streams when they're live, as we can see right now. That's a live stream that we're on, or the live stream that's going to happen. So yeah, that's have a look at that website. Also, Hustle, just before we go, I did say that if we do get 2,000 likes, I will do giveaways for the community. I have $5,000 in BBS pre-IDO tokens. What is BBS? BBS is a social platform which allows people to post. Every post is an NFT, and then you can buy people's posts. So for example, if I like this post and I want to buy it, I go here and I buy it. And when I do buy it, let me quickly buy it. Let me buy it at $1. Let me quickly buy it at $1 and purchase it. Every time that someone views this, I get revenue, and I get the revenue in BBS pre-IDO tokens. So if you engage in BBS, you get free pre-IDO tokens. The IDO starts tomorrow, so time is limited. This specific, we've got a few communities. We've got bbs.market/C gaming, crypto gaming. That's the crypto gaming channel. We've got bbs.market/banter, which is the banter. We've got Lunatics, which is also a channel speaking about Luna. So go and join. I've just posted bbs.market/crypto gaming. Go and post here under this post. Leave your comment, and we'll give away some of the $100. What you can see is that this post that I posted about 5 minutes ago is already worth $43 in pre-IDO tokens. There it is. So it's already worth $43 in pre-IDO tokens. That's how easy it is to make money here. You just post, people engage with your posts, and then you get yourself thing. It's free. You don't have to connect to MetaMask. You don't have to deposit any money. You can see that today I've made $5,950 in BBS tokens today, just from posting, which is what I do anyway. I've just done it, and I got myself $5,000, and I'm going to claim back these $5,000 in pre-IDO tokens, which happens in the next couple of days.
And I think some people, if you don't understand what BBS is, go look at Reddit. It's the Web 2 version of what BBS is doing, in my opinion, with the different threads, the upvote, downvote, which is basically the buy kind of aspect of BBS. I love what they're doing, and I know you mentioned it, like social. That's going to be a huge narrative whenever it catches on. They're close to putting something really special together here. They have that niche, they have that formula, and I can see the Reddit comparison. And if they're going to be the Web3 Reddit's huge. So I like it. Yeah.
We do have people in the comments talking about two games. One of the games they're talking about is MonkeyBall. MonkeyBall had a very cool launch. It's come down a little bit now. Maybe an opportunity. I mean, I saw it at $1.45. It's been at as high as $2.40. Let's quickly look at what MonkeyBall's doing. $1.39. What do you think?
So yeah, I'm going to push my screen to the stream real quick. So yeah, this chart doesn't look the prettiest for sure. It's kind of hard, but if you're looking at a value buy, you're literally at the bottom. This is the bottom of the public trading right now. So yeah, if you're looking at the project right now, you're literally at the bottom. So if you've been wanting to pick this thing up, this could be that level to maybe consider doing so for sure. And it's a strong game.
What do you think of Tiny Colony? Tiny Colony launched 2 days ago. I see people in the comments talking about Tiny Colony. Have you looked at it?
I have. Do you know if it's on Coin? I know it's not on Coin Market Cap. Is it on CoinGecko? Do you know?
So it's not. Let me quickly find you it's. I think right now it's not listed, which I think this is where the opportunity is. No one knows about these things yet. Soon the prices will be. Let me just quickly find us a price. There we go. So you can look at it on Bird Eye, which is the Solana version. Let me quickly take us there. There we go. I'm putting it up for us. It is trading at $2.04. That's it over there.
What do we have the market cap at? Do you know? It's got to
I
be
must
pretty
say,
low.
the maximum supply is 100 million tokens, so it's a $200 million fully diluted. I don't know what the circulating market cap is. It's too soon to say. Too soon to say. There's very few tokens out in circulation.
I think that I like this project a lot. I think that this definitely has appeal to it. Those pixelated style, simple graphics, but nostalgic type feeling games and metaverse style. And they're kind of like, they want to have a unique like construction style game, which I really like the concept of. Building is the key in blockchain, Web3. And it's going to be a way for the creatives to get in there and build in that game. And I do like this project. And if that's, if the market cap's as low as I'm probably thinking it still is, I think it's definitely a nice project to take a look at.
Amazing, amazing. Hustle, let's chat again tomorrow, my friend.
Absolutely. As always, I enjoyed it,
Ray. Welcome back. So good to see you guys. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow, 1:30 EST, more gaming. Until then, play well, my friends. That was fun, bro.
Always. I love having you on the show. It gives you that back and forth.
Yeah, we'll do it again. We'll do it again tomorrow. I am down.